Welcome to another video in the SEO with You local SEO series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a tool called Local Viking to post posts onto your Google My Business listing and increase relevancy. Increasing that relevancy for locations that's targeted and doing this strategically will allow your Google My Business listing to show up over a bigger geographical area. Now, as I make my way through this video, all will become clear. So let's dive straight in. So in the video, the example I'm going to use is the search term Skip Hire London. I'm going to take this business here, London Skip Hire, and we're going to use Local Viking to check their rankings across different points in London to see how they're ranking on a hyperlocal level. So to do that, we search for their business name in map. If you go to maps.google.com, you'll come to this page. And if you search for the business name, London Skip Hire, this is the business. You're going to need this maps URL. Then we go to Local Viking. To get to this screen in Local Viking, you go to GeoGrid Search and then Live Search. And that's this screen here. You can find a business name by just typing it in here, but it doesn't always come up. So what I always do is use the maps URL. That way we know we're certain we're using the right business URL. And that's what I got from Googling the business name on maps.google.com. So we select maps URL, we input the URL in the field. We search the term, but we search the term without any geographic modifier. So we don't search Skip Hire London, we're just searching for Skip Hire, because what the software is going to do, it's going to search Google from these latitude and longitude points for Skip Hire, so we don't need the geographic modifier. We select how big the grid we want to search for, we want to be. I'm going to go 9 by 9 in this example, and you can have your search distance as low as 100 meters apart or all the way up to 10 miles apart. So I'm just going to show you on 13 by 13 grid 10 miles apart, the area that you can check the rankings for. So a huge area around the country. So for most businesses, you're not going to need to to search it on that level. In this instance, I am going to search it for half a mile radius. And half a mile between each grid square, that is. And I'm going to go 7 by 7. And that's around the address of the business. And then we're going to press search. And we're just going to have to wait for a second for it to do its report. It doesn't take long, it takes a few seconds to do it, maybe 20 seconds or so. And then when it's done, it's going to come up and tell me that it's created the report. Okay, so the ranking report is done now. And as I scroll down, we can see on the map that very close to the business address, they're number 1. And as you search from some locations getting further away, they're dropping down the maps rankings. So if we click on any one of these numbers, if I click on number 4, we get the results that would show up in a search if it was carried out from that exact location. And here's the GPS latitude and longitude coordinates. Now you'll need them for later on when you optimize an image to be able to start pushing your own Google My Business listing out. So if you're doing this search in your area and there's an area where you need to push your rankings higher up in, you're going to need these coordinates later. So we'll come back to those. So let me explain a little bit further about what I meant there by if you need those coordinates later on. So if you did this search for your business, pretend this was your business now, and you're ranking number 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, well, you don't need to be pushing those rankings up because they're already there. So we'd work on the 4s and the 5s. So generally you get the best results by targeting the areas that are where you serve, if this was done on a bigger scale, but targeting the geolocations where it's next to a number 1, 2, or 3, because you've already got a good ranking there. So you don't need to very much more geographic relevance to bring your ranking up a couple of positions. So say we want to spread our wings here, so to speak, and get number 1 rankings here, or break into the top 3 so that we're on the Google local search results on the front page of Google. If we click on here, then this would be the GPS longitude and latitude that we would want to use when we move to the next stage. So that's really straightforward. Local Viking is a great tool because it can run these ranking reports at set periods for you automatically, so you can keep track of how your the SEO work either yourself are doing or your SEO company are doing, and really see the results at a really granular level. So I'm going to show you how I would use that information to optimize a post to post on my Google My Business page. So if you do this frequently, you get traction with it. So here you would just write your content for your post. I'm just going to write blah 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 for a second. I always insert the previous post URL because then it keeps a link between all of your posts, and that just passes content and link juice between all of your posts. You can it's got a really cool scheduling feature. You can schedule a post for any time or day in the future. And you can stack them up. So you can, if you've got Local Viking, you could come in here once a month and just stack up a load of posts. And then your Google My Business posts will go out automatically over the next month. I mean, you've always got regular activity on there. So in terms of getting your geo-relevance, increasing your geo-relevance, spreading your wings on that map that we just saw, very straightforward. In your summary, in your content, make that relevant to that area, that niche where you're trying to expand your wings to. So let me just show you what I mean by that. So if we were going to go for this number 4, what I would do is, we know we're not quite there. We haven't quite got enough relevance for this area. So what I would do is in my post, I would reference some location relevance there. So I would include a postcode of one of these very local areas, the name, address, and phone number of one of these local businesses. Make an association, so force your relevance by association. And if you do that in conjunction with the technique I'm going to show you now for optimizing your image, for geotagging your image, you will start to see traction. So choose your image from gallery. I'm just going to select a random image just to show the example. Once you've chosen your image, click on EXIF. And then what you need to do is click Edit EXIF and then Recommended EXIF. And what it's done is pulling in content from your GMB listing. So you need to edit the title, the description, and the keywords. Again, bring some relevance in there. Don't spam for this geo-relevance, just do it naturally. So in the description, include that location where we're trying to rank for. Get really down onto the hyper-local level, get a local postcode. Search, if you're trying to find out what the actual local postcode is there, then just use Google, Google the road name, and use Zoopla. You just dig around, you'll find a postcode. It's normally on the front page of the results. In fact, I'll just show you. So Lavender Avenue. So if I was going for here, what I would do is I would Google Norman Road haulage, London Road, and see what that brings up. What's the name? Norman Road haulage. Obviously, I would double check that this is the right one, and there you go. You've got a local postcode to include in your description. So that's as easy as that to find a local postcode. And then, of course, your business is becoming more relevant to this because you're putting this post on Google's own platform. For the artist and the owner name and the copyright, I always put that as as the business name for the business I'm doing the work for, and then I delete local Viking. GPS section. This is where we use the latitude and the longitude of the grid square, the number 4. So where we use the latitude and the longitude here. So uncheck the box there and pop them in, and then you can click OK, and your image would be geo tagged with that data. And then when you upload your post, by clicking submit or scheduling the post and then clicking submit, when the post gets submitted to your Google My Business listing, it goes through Google's API. And then when it goes through the API, and the EXIF data is not stripped out of the image. So Google takes note of the geotagging. It's the only way I know of getting a geotagged image into your Google My Business posts. My testing on this has shown it to work very well in terms of spreading the wings, so to speak, of your local Google Maps rankings. Another strategy that you can use, that's another good one, if you are spreading your wings into an area where, hold on, let me go back to the numbers. If you're spreading your wings into an area where you don't just need a little nudge, you need more than a little nudge. Say we want to try and start pushing down here, then really we should have a Mitcham area page on our website anyway. We'd have a Wimbledon page, and now we're going to have a Mitcham page to start that push. And then we'd support that with some locally relevant blog content. And that is where, in that blog content, you would talk about Mitcham and how your business serves it, etc. Maybe a case study on something your business has done in Mitcham, a project you've done for a customer in Mitcham. If you're a cleaning company, some before and after pictures and a little case study of a job you did in Mitcham, etc. So you're going to make some content that is related to Mitcham, post that on your blog. You'll link back to your Mitcham page from that blog post. And then in your post for Google My Business through here, you would geotag the images and upload them this way. And in your post, you would link back to the blog post on your own website, as well as linking to the area page for Mitcham. So you're going to link from this section here. As you write your description, you can put links in it. So you're going to link to your blog post that you've just written, that is your supporting content for your Mitcham page. So you're going to link to both from this one piece, bringing that relevance through. And when you do that, just do it and watch what happens. So that wraps up another video. I hope that one's been insightful for you. I look forward to bringing you more videos, more content, and helping you to rank your local business in your area, driving more business and more sales for you.